Doing 2025, and today we're going to get to if black men have self-hate for dating white girls or outside their race, whatever. Right now, I am 38 years old. I've been dating basically since I was 20, so that's 18 years of mostly white girls for me. But even prior to being 20, I would say 4 years prior, like 16 to 20, I was around white girls very, very, very often. And things were a little different back then. So yeah, back then I was like 16 years old. This is like 2002, stuff like that. And I was sometimes I'd be around Flatbush Avenue. I grew up kind of near Park Slope and Fort Hamilton, the F train station, Fort Hamilton. That's where the house was. The neighborhood was called Kensington, but it's close to Flatbush, and it's also close to Park Slope as well. You know, the Prospect Park area. And things were definitely different back then, especially with interracial dating. It wasn't really the norm at that time. And I've heard things from family members and random people who make comments, but I'm gonna just get to it. Are black men sellouts for dating white women? Let me be honest with you, straight to the point, and I'm gonna be honest. Is it self-hate? Is it selling out? No. You're adults doing adult shit. It's nobody's business but your own. But let me tell you and give you a better understanding of how I know this. A lot of people have a false understanding of other people, especially when they've never really been around them. So I have an aunt. She's pro-black and stuff. She's kind of worldly, but she's kind of just mostly on the pro-black side. And she wrote something in this Brooklyn group we're on Facebook about, us black people, we need to start supporting black businesses and putting our money together because it's what white people do. And I started dying laughing. I'm like, where the fuck do you get this from? Like, what are you talking about? Like, do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Here's what's funny about it. For some reason, and I think everyone does this. Black people do it, white people do it, Jewish people do it. Everybody who's not a part of a group always tends to think that those other groups stick together. That's not the case at all. It's not the case at all. And I'll prove it to you. All you have to do is speak to a member of that community and watch what they say. So like Jews, they always stick together. Jews, you guys obviously have no Jewish friends if you're saying that. Go speak to your Jewish friends about how well knit the Jewish community is. They're like, hell no, there's a lot of self-hate and Jews. It's not the case. But I understand for people who, one, don't go anywhere and don't really know people of other cultures, of course they're going to think that, but it's not the case. There's no team. The reality of the situation is there's no team white. There's no team black. There's no team Jewish. There's no team Muslim. There isn't. Even I was shocked when I learned that. I was an adult. I thought all Muslims were tight. Not at all. The two Muslim provinces I've been, one was in Russia, one was outside of Russia. When I was in Russia, Chechnya, their biggest enemies are other types of Muslims that they consider not to be real Muslims like them. And I'm like, and I'm just like, well, I thought you guys stuck together. Everyone thinks people stick together. And you know what's crazy? You know what's hilarious? And this one is actually the one that kind of sounds like it makes the most sense. A lot of white people think black people are like a team, like team black people, we all stick together and stuff because of what we've been through in America with the slavery and all that stuff. And it's not the case. It's not, but I understand a little more why they think that because of what we've been through in history and how we may need each other and stuff to come up. I get it. But us black people, we know that's not the case. You know how shocked white people are to learn that black people have racism inside the black culture? Do you guys, like, come on, I know I'm not the only one who grew up when the dark kids were called black and ugly booty, African booty scratchers. Come on. The dark kids were made fun of. I mean, they weren't called the N-word or anything like that, but they were called African booty scratchers and burnt toast. And what was the one? Black and crispy. Black and crispy was the one I heard the most. I mean, not to me, but black and crispy is what I heard the dark kids being called. Now, I never got dark kid insults. If I got insults, it was just like being a loser or a nerd or something. But White people are shocked to learn that there's racism in the black community towards black people. And we all know it exists. But from the outside, you wouldn't know that. But it's kind of the same thing with everybody. It's like when black people learn that a lot of Irish people don't get along with the British because the British have been racist against them throughout history. And then black people are like, wait, what? They're both white. But they're a different type of white. There's no team white. There's no team black. There's no team Jewish. There's no team Muslim. Lines are always drawn between people. It's just nature. We always draw lines based on type of religion, skin color, accent, nationality. There's always lines being drawn. And that's something a lot of people don't get. They really don't get it. A lot of people don't get it. And you know who are some biggest people who were against Israel's occupation of Palestinians? Jews in New York. Google Jews for Palestine. Google all the marches and stuff they made to protest against the Jews of Israel. They call them Zionists. And those are Jews. The Hasidic Jews were going hard after the Israelis for doing what they're doing in the Middle East. And they're all Jewish, but they were Team Jew, right? There is no Team Jew. Even they're going at it with each other. So that's something I want people to know. When it comes to who you're dating, don't let people make you feel bad or say you're self-hating or you're ruining things, because there's no Team Black. There is no Team Black. I'm going to tell you right now, if there was a Team Black, we wouldn't be killing each other in staggering numbers throughout the country. There is no Team Black. There isn't. At all. There isn't. So don't let anyone make you feel bad. You're an adult. She or he or whatever they are adults. Enjoy yourself. Don't worry about being some stupid ass sellout or some dumb shit like that. White people stick together. No, they don't. Everyone got lines. Everyone's divided somewhere, whether it's political, racial, whatever. There's lines everywhere. There's lines everywhere with every group of people. No one's just united like that. Only people, I don't know. I gotta look into it. I gotta ask, because I'm sure there's some lines on the inside. But to me, the closest people I've seen, I think it's the Indians. I think it's actually from India. I think they seem, now I could be wrong, because I don't really have many Indian friends or anything like that. And that's my issue. I know the Indians and Pakistanis don't get along. I know that. But it seems everywhere I go, Indians, really stick together. And there doesn't seem to be much division, but that could just be for me on the outside looking in. I could be wrong. So I admit I could be wrong, but it seems that way. It seems, but I'm sure once I start talking to Indian people, oh, the East Indian people hate the West Indian people, and maybe I'll learn something new. You know what I mean? So definitely don't feel bad. Date who you want to date. Get who's right for you. Forget the race shit, because there is no team. There's no. Did you just giggity me? Pause. But yeah. There is no team, bro. There is no team. And I told you guys the three types of relationships that actually matter in the world. Three things that matter. Northern Indians racist towards the South because they are poor and dark skinned. See? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. But you see, there goes division right there. The North and the South Indians. See exactly what I'm talking about. There's lines everywhere. It's crazy. To me, Indians seem so tight, but they got, it's, the truth of the matter is like this. And I know no one's going to like what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. Everyone draws lines. And I think it's hypocritical to call, historically, white people the most evil, because it doesn't mean they're the most evil. They're just the most successful at it. They've had the most technology and stuff throughout most of recent history, so they're able to carry out a lot of things that other people would have carried out. They just didn't have the technology to do it. So you can't call the people evil or something when everybody's racist to some extent. Every group of people, even to themselves, have it. Look what the Japanese did to Asia during World War II. Look what the Japanese were doing to other Asians. It's crazy when you think about these things, man. It's crazy how much lines are just always drawn, and it doesn't matter. It's not one group more racist than others. Not one group will get along. There's lines everywhere, and when you're on the outside and you learn about the lines on the inside, you tend to laugh, right? When me and my wife first visited Thailand, I'll never forget this. It was our first visit. We were in the taxi going to the Airbnb, whatever. The Thai driver, in English, starts going off about Chinese people in Thailand. And, he's Thai. They're usually a little darker, but, they're Asian. So to us, they kind of look alike. And during his rant, he started saying ching chong, ching chong, ching chong. And we're just like looking at each other like, what the fuck? Like to us, they're damn near the same. But for him, they're completely different. And it was such a mind fuck. Just like when I went to Russia and I was hanging out with my Caucasian friend, actually from the Caucasus Mountains, not European, because for whatever reason in the world, Americans call Europeans Caucasian, but that's not what a Caucasian is. But when I learned about racism in Russia, when I first went there, I wanted to go to this club with my friend George, and this is like my defining racism moment in Russia. This is literally it. We were in Moscow. We wanted to go to Coyote Ugly. And I was like, bro, come on, man, let's go to Coyote Ugly. He goes, I don't know if they're going to let us in. I'm like, oh, they don't like black people? They said, no, they're going to like you. They're not going to like me. I'm a Caucasian Muslim. I'm like, so you white skin? He's like, yeah, but they could tell the difference. It doesn't matter. I'm like, bro, you got to be tripping. You white skin and stuff. Let's just go. You bugging. He goes, all right, let me go first, and they won't let me in, and you'll see, and then we won't go. I'm like, all right, cool. So he goes in front of me, and like he has whitish skin. Like he doesn't even really have a tan. He just has like the beard and stuff. So we get to the door, they let people in, they're letting everybody in. Then it's his turn. And I'm sure in my American mind, this was 2013. So this is 12 years ago. And I'm 100% sure in my American mind, he's getting in. White people at the door, he's just a white guy with a Muslim beard or whatever. He's getting in though because he's white. Soon as the security looked at him, he just pointed away. Looked at him and pointed away. Like just walk. He didn't, no words. He just go away. And then he walks away in English because they don't speak English. The security's like, see, I told you, but see what happens with you. And before I even try to get in, the guy's like, let's go, like waving me inside the club. He's like, come on, trying to get me to go inside. And I'm like, and I just stood there like, wait, what? I was so confused. I learned that racism is so different depending on where you go. And it was just a complete mind fuck at that moment. It was a complete, I'm like, hold on. How am I like 10 times darker than this guy, but they're racist against him and I'm the one who's much blacker? And then I learned in Russia, racism isn't based on skin tone. It's based on the type of non-Russian you are and how everyone with skin color is considered black. And I learned this, I'm like, yo, I'm bugging out. So like, for example, Russians put a Cuban in space. He's not like technically black to us Americans, he's a Cuban, but for them, he was the first black person in space. And he's Cuban. Obviously Latino. Because they don't differentiate. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's crazy. The security said they were throwing up in the club. They were throwing up in the club. I don't remember that part, but yeah, they didn't let my homie in that night. But they let us in other nights. I think what happened was I started becoming more popular and I started going there with like groups of women and they would let us in when we were with groups of women. But that night it was only us two and they didn't want him to go in. But yeah, we had many parties in there. Many, man, he's a married man now. We talk sometimes. I try to help him with some business things, but there's not many people who are around me my first 2 years in Russia. Because my first 2 years in Russia, it needs to be a movie. Like my first 2 years, the ups and downs, the skinheads coming at me. I still got that shit on camera. They never touched me though, but they came at me. I got this shit on camera, and the ups too. Some of the baddest chicks I was talking to and stuff. Some celebrities. I got a lot of this stuff on camera, and it's just like my first 2 years were wild. I got my ex-wife's mother who ran up on me in St. Petersburg. Yo, and they need security to get her out. Yo, it was just insane. The summer camp I went to, and I was being I wasn't really like a teacher, like a camp counselor. And I brought a girl over my first night to the house that was hosting me. And the father the next morning like grabbed me. He was like, hey, you can't be doing this and that. And I'm standing as that guy grabbed me. I'm like, I wasn't mad. I wasn't scared. I was just baffled. Like, is this dude grabbing me? And I was wondering, what did I do for him to grab like my shirt? I was like, and I'm a grown man. And at this point, I don't remember how I was physically. I was probably really skinny. I don't think I was really in shape yet. But that doesn't even matter. 'Cause at the time, I'm just like, is he really like this? Never happens to me. He's like, you brought a woman into the house, and my neighbors thought the woman was coming for me and all this stuff. And immediately I was like, all right, I'm gonna handle this. And I called my manager. I'm like, if y'all want me to finish this shit in this camp, y'all gotta get me out of this guy's house because I'm not staying there. And they got me in a hotel. And I was bringing girls over every night, and that's a hotel where this drunk Russian guy was. It came up to me and this Indian guy, and the Indian guy was darker than me. And he walks up to us and he points at the Indian guy. He goes, "You're from Africa," and he points to me and goes, "You're from India. I know this." And we look at each other and just start dying laughing because he was darker. He thought that dude was from Africa and I was from India. We were crying. Like it was the first day I met that Indian guy too. We were both kind of doing the same thing, but for different camps. Thoughts on Islam? Basically the same as Christianity and Judaism. Same God, slightly different ideas, but the same God. So I don't see why it's so different. They can actually marry each other. Muslims are technically allowed to marry Jews and Christians. I don't know if they're allowed to marry outside of that, but yeah, they're all the same. Only difference really between them is the people who follow them now, which makes people get the wrong idea about them. But yeah, it's the same God. Once people understand it's the same exact God, you understand that they're not so different. They're brother religions, they're Abrahamic religions, and they're basically the same exact thing. Let me not say the same exact thing, but they have many, many similarities. I would just say Islam has the most scientifically accurate book because it's the latest one, so of course it's going to have more knowledge than the others when it comes to science and shit. Are you no longer based in Russia? Hell no, no more Russia for me. I'm out of there, man. Gone. No more Russia. I could be lying and in Russia right now. I just don't want people to know. Talk about the time the first girl you moved in with in Russia was talking to a guy at the club while you was at the club as well. The first girl you moved in with. You talking about Curvy Christina? She wasn't. I didn't move in with. I mean, I was staying with her for like a month, but we weren't living together. Like really living. I visited her for like I don't remember how long it was. Like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, Cutie Face is fine. She's having fun right now. She's playing Overwatch. Um, she has her own PlayStation in her room. We have like an apartment that's like built for like 3 people or more. So she has like her own room, her own bathroom, her own PlayStation. Have my own room, my own bathroom, my own PlayStation. So we always meet and stuff when we go to the kitchen or living room. But other than that, we have our own room. So yeah, Curvy Christina, that was a wild ass story. But at the end of the day, that was my fault. Basically, she was and the videos on this channel. The video of when I took her out is on this channel. You can see she's wearing like a dark gray and black dress. And I'm like, we're going out to the club. That's the night it happened. That's the night it happened. Redhead MILF. Think he's talking about that redhead MILF with the frizzy hair. Y'all bugging. Redhead MILF with frizzy hair that I lived with? I've technically never lived with any woman in my life. I visited and stuff, but I definitely never lived with a redhead. If you're talking about Rija was my best friend. We're still close to this day, but she's always busy. But she wasn't a MILF. And we did live. I lived with Rija, yeah, for a few months. Man, you pulled some thick ones. Yeah, some of them are thick. Some of them are thick. Redhead MILF with frizzy hair. That's hilarious. You and polygamy thoughts on the statistics most women have having sharing the same man. So many men are single. I don't know. You talking about in America? It depends on the culture and what country. I don't. You got to be more specific, I guess. I don't know if you're talking about America because it definitely matters. Let me try to put this somewhere where it's comfortable. Oh, did I say remember that Bali live stream with a flight attendant? Damn. Oh, that's Adesia. I went to Bali with Adesia, the redhead. Yes, We had we were living in I forgot what it's called, but we live in like this little house. We had our own pool. Yeah, that's Alicia. She's not a MILF. She doesn't have a child. But yeah, she has frizzy red hair. I dropped her phone in the pool, had to buy her another one. That is Alicia. She's not a MILF. She's just a great friend. Does the bar Friends still exist? I don't know. I haven't been to Russian since in 3 years. I left 3 years ago, didn't go back. So I don't know. You could check Google, check Novosibirsk Friends Bar. But yeah, that's the DJ. Aw, hope she's doing fine. The Zavar friend, yeah, I read that. Yeah, you guys bringing up some memories. Bali was awesome. A rat ran across my face. Yeah, a rat ran across my face and woke me up. I'll never forget that. The feeling of his feet. I'm happy he didn't bite, but he literally ran across my forehead. A rat, and it woke me up. And he jumped off. You're crazy. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm lucky I didn't get bit. Real lucky. Crazy ass life, man. Crazy life. Crazy, crazy, crazy life. But yeah, Curvy Christina, that was a fun time, but it's my fault. I shouldn't be living with a woman on a woman's dollar. I should be living on my dollar. And if she does something I don't like, I can kick her ass out. But in that situation, how am I going to kick her out when she's paying the rent? Yeah, that was all my fault. And that's what I get. That's what I get. I deserve that with flying colors. That's exactly what I get. Y'all, what the hell? I mean, that's what I deserve, man. You get, you get what you put in life, man. I wasn't putting in enough, wasn't hustling enough. So I had to live on a girl's dollar. That's what I get. She should be able to talk to whatever man she wants. I mean, at the time, it really pissed me off. But like, what am I going to do? I live with her. My stuff's out of place. What the hell am I going to do? Those rooftop streams from Novosibirsk were dope as well. Yes, a girl treat you different when you have no leverage. Yeah. Yeah, the rooftop streams were great. We had the police come get us one time. The police came to get us. And the police came all the way to the roof. Was like, what are you doing up here? And I was like, I live here. Like, it was hard for the police to do anything because my window leads to the roof. The window of my apartment, when you is it's kind of like a balcony / roof. It leads to the roof. So like, how are you going to tell me I can't be here when it's part of my apartment? Like, that's how it's designed. So we didn't get in any trouble. I guess some people saw and called the police, think we were some random people. I'm like, this is my apartment right here. This is the window. Like, in order for me to clean the glass and the snow and stuff from the window when it snows, I have to come on the roof. So I have to be here. So we didn't get in any trouble. But yeah, the police came. When women pay the bills, they treat you. Well, that's what you get because you're paying the bills. That's just how I feel. That's what you get. What you got all that testosterone for, and you can't pay your own bills. That's what you get. That's just how I feel. So use that testosterone and go make some money and stop feeling sorry for yourself. Go to the gym or something. Get in shape. Don't be sitting there. Like, if I'm gonna just say this, a lot of dudes complain about women this. Number one, if you're overweight, stop complaining about women because you're not serious about it. If you're overweight, stop complaining about women. Number two, if you're not making a decent salary or you're not trying to do something to build yourself to make a decent salary, stop talking about women. It's you. It's you. It's your problem. And number three, if you don't groom yourself, you don't like get good haircuts and stuff, you're complaining about women, it's you. You're the problem. Stop blaming women. So those three things: salary, weight, self-grooming, like how you dress and all that stuff, that's you. Take care of those three things and you don't have to complain about women. Yeah, women paying the bills is nice, but you can't. Oh, I remember this video. And pause. I'm gonna just pause this in advance. Sometimes, and you can see this, especially in the States, you can see like a really attractive guy with an ugly girl, and like he could even have a nice car, and like he's with her because she's the financial backbone of the relationship. Like, you just know it. I remember this video. I'll never forget it. Like, she was like a really like unattractive girl. She had a knife out, and the guy was like an attractive guy. He was tall, looked handsome, got like muscles, whatever. And she's like, not letting him. They're having this argument near his car. She has a knife in her hand, and she ends up stabbing out the tires because he wanted to go out and, of course, see another girl or whatever. And she just wouldn't let him go, and she just kept arguing. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, why doesn't this dude just leave this girl? And the whole time, and after all that arguing, she basically just said something like, "I'm gonna lock the door on your ass." Yeah, because it's my house. And then I immediately understood why he was with her. Immediately, because he didn't have a place to live. So he gotta behave, or he's gonna be on the street, or living with another girl. So made a lot of sense. When do you think you've been? I have no idea. I give up on guessing. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It depends. Depends on what Bitcoin does. Depends on business is fine, but I don't know if I'm gonna actually have $1 million like in my accounts. Like be worth $1 million. That's pretty close. But to have actually $1 million, I got some more work to do. I guess women are too emotional. At some points, a lot of them can be, especially during certain cycles, whatnot. They can be. But I just think a lot of men in America are kind of, and especially a lot of men on YouTube that you guys listen to and follow, a lot of them just sound like, I don't know, it's like something, I really think there's something in the food that's like taking the testosterone out of American men. Or maybe it's the females, I forgot how to say it, but like emasculating the men or something. Because they complain and kind of act like women. Like a lot of male American YouTubers like compete with women. Like women get it easy. They don't have to work. We build the infrastructure. And it's like, who talks like that? It's just anyway. Get the comment. We need some more turkey. Oh hell no! I am never going to Turkey again. What did you make of those Russian girls in those places? Did they do that because they wanted money? Oh, good question. I'm never going to Turkey again though, but um for the most part, most of them just let's just say they had to do it. I don't want to say that they were forced, but they had to do it because they had no choice. Especially after the war and stuff, it's even worse. Yeah, they kind of had to do it. So they weren't like kidnapped for the most part, but they just had to do it. They had no choice. And those men did have their passports, so they couldn't leave. That's Turkey. Kevin Sims used to say that. About the men and their testosterone being low, if he did, I agree with him because I don't know what the hell dudes be talking about competing with women. Or maybe he was saying men build the infrastructure. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Men build the infrastructure. Women gave life to everybody. Like, what the fuck is this supposed to mean? By saying men built the infrastructure. So the fuck what? Women gave life to every single breathing person. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, men build the infrastructure. Is that supposed to mean men are better? Like, the fuck out of here. Everyone has a role. Men aren't better than women. Women aren't better than men. Men are good at some things. Women are better at other things. Just relax. It's not a competition with women. Grown-ass men competing with women. Those weirdos. You're like the dudes to me who changed their sex and joined the Olympic sports for women and beat them. It's like we're competing with women for it. Like, what's your issue? Jealous of girls because they don't have to work. They could. I saw some YouTuber talk about, oh, the millionaire had to pay for the boat and prepare the party, and all you have to do is walk on the boat. So the fuck what, you dumbass? So the fuck what? Because she's beautiful. She got dealt lucky cards in her genetics. What are you mad about? Fucking ridiculous. Kind of what's happening in Germany. Those Ukrainian chicks at those places. Yeah, Kevin was saying men built the infrastructure. I think that was a reply to women saying that they don't need men. Oh, well, if a woman says they don't need men, then they sound pretty ignorant. But it's the same if men say we don't need women. I'd be like, pause, nigga, that's you. But if women were actually just saying we don't need men, then I understand the reply. But I would also say you wouldn't be able to have children without men. So I don't want anyone to think they're better because they're a man or they have men pride. All this stupid shit. Gay pride. Like, pride in what? Like, why is it so normal for Americans to have pride in something that has nothing to do with an accomplishment? That's why dudes just sit around getting fat, doing nothing, and talk about pride. You don't do shit, but you talk about pride. Like, what are you proud of? You didn't do nothing. Like it's like get something done. Like it's hard for me to mess with people because I'm not a normal person. I'm always thinking of new businesses, always trying new ideas, and I'm always willing to put my money into a business to get it back. And I'm always doing this. So when it comes to being close to people physically and stuff and doing things, it's hard to me to be close to men who aren't like that as well, who just kind of coast through life and stuff. Like it's kind of hard because we just don't function. We don't look at things the same. You know what I mean? It's just yeah, it's just hard. Some men have harems of chicks. Most men can even get one date, which leads to sex. Sex. Not sure what you mean by that. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but yeah, I guess some people say like 90% of the women like 10% of the men, something like that. I don't think it's that drastic. I think it's like 50% likes like 25% of the men, something like that. Still a lot, but I think that sounds more accurate. Like half the women like 25% of the men, some shit like that. So it's just he was saying we don't need men to survive to old age. If all men disappear who keep the water flowing electricity. Okay, then he's right. In that case, he's definitely right. Definitely right. Did you hear about that Russian Maria Kovalchuk, OnlyFans model chick that went to Dubai and got? I heard about it. Don't want to see it. Don't want to even talk about it. Heard about it. All right. Next, moving on. Whew. Moving on. Whew. Ahem. Adults, they do adult things, but I don't even think that's allowed on OnlyFans, actually. But anyway. Ahem. I'm going to tell you guys this, though. I'm going to tell you guys this. One thing I definitely learned since I left Russia. Something I learned since I left Russia. And this is what traveling does, man. I finally found out and I learned that you don't need to be famous at all to have a harem of girls and get laid every single day you feel like it. You don't need to be famous. You will have to have some money, but you don't need to be rich. You don't need to be good looking. Nothing. You just have to know where to be. And once I learned that, I was like, holy shit. Holy. There's literally places on earth. I'm not saying any names, but there's places on earth I've been where every guy there is getting laid so much they try to find other things to do. I'm going to just leave it like that. I'm going to just leave it like that. It depends on where you go. And money's usually the leading factor, sure. I won't deny that. But they get laid so much, they got to find other things to do. It's like, what can we do today besides have sex with attractive girls? They got to find other things to do because that's all they do when they're bored. And it's just so crazy to be amongst these people and then talk to people online in America like, oh, I can't get a girl. It's such a contrast. It's crazy. I think you're one of the OG passport bros. Possibly, I guess, on YouTube at least. She got her spine, arms, and legs broken, then dumped in the desert. Wait, what? I didn't hear that. All right, I'm gonna have to look this up. I didn't think she got killed. I thought she just did some two girls, one cup kind of thing. Quran says you can strike a woman. That's the Quran's business. I'm not religious. That's what they do. I don't follow any books on how to treat a person. I discussed that with my partner. We decide what we do. It's true. She got okay. I don't know what you guys mean by dumped because there's more than one definition now. Because you're talking about number two, and then you're talking about like she was offed. I don't know what y'all mean. I gotta be more precise. It's because she spoke about it. Whoever did it, Muslims don't want people to know they're doing these deeds. Maria. Oh, so she was off. She was deleted, basically. They deleted her for talking about it. First of all, I know about it. Rizia used to work there. She used to work there. Lots of Russian girls in this industry. I know a lot of twerk girls and dancers. They talk about it. Ukrainian girls, too. So maybe she leaked a video or something. Maybe that's what happened. She leaked the video. But it's not that secret as they think it is. It's not. Rizia used to work there. She went to a party and ended up dead on the street. Damn. That's crazy. Damn. I guess she must have leaked the video because I don't think they do that for her for just saying something. Like, there has to be a video. Off her butt. She's critical and can't speak at the moment. Oh, she's in critical condition. Damn. Damn. I'm gonna tell y'all this though. I don't care what religion they are, of anybody rich and powerful, there's always men involved in these things. Always. Not just girls. There's always men involved too. Maybe in more secret, but always. I don't want anyone to think that homosexuality is different in I mean, the culture is different everywhere, but there's not places that has more homosexuals than others. It doesn't exist really. It's about the same. Just some cultures, homosexuals can show it in public more than others, but it's everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So just letting y'all know. Wait, what y'all talking about? The mob? Ha! I don't know. They're telling me. Basically, some Russian girl went to some Muslim party and she talked about what happened. They got mad. They tried to delete her, but it didn't work, and now she's in a hospital. I think my wife was telling me about it, but she mentioned they were like taking number twos on her face and stuff. And I said, stop. I don't want to know because I don't want to hear about that. I don't think I know this model anyway. I've been out of Russia for a while. I knew a lot of the popular models and stuff, but I got videos with some of them. From the Flatbush. You still. No, I left Russia not long ago. No, she spoke out about she went shopping tens of thousands of dollars, then went on a yacht and got wrecked by four guys that were extremely rough with her. What do you expect? Like she just spent tens of thousands of dollars. She thinks she's gonna buy things for all that money and just walk off like thank you. No, you're gonna give it up. What do you expect? Of course they're gonna be rough. What do you expect? The rich people don't play. It's not a Muslim thing. It's rich people don't play. It's not a Muslim thing at all. It's the same shit everywhere you go with rich and powerful people. Look at Diddy. It's the same thing. Girl tried to rent out on Diddy in the hotel. He beat the hell out of her and then paid the hotel to not release it. You would think it was Street Fighter the way he was giving her the Ken Ryu treatment. I remember when you and O'Shea used to beef. Oh God, it wasn't real beef, guys. It was just stage. We're just having fun. But yeah, he gave her the Ken Ryu treatment, man. He was just like tap tap real cat. That was yeah, and she wasn't. Isn't she famous? Whatever. But yeah, he was even beating her ass. So imagine how he beat normal women's ass who wasn't rich and famous and popular. Pile drivers and shit. And listen to Rick Ross and that song he released, the UOENO song where he goes, um, I gotta sing the whole shit. I gotta remember, but basically he said, "Oh, I took her home and I enjoyed that. She didn't even know it." He spoke about drugging a girl, taking her home, and doing her while she was knocked out. I forgot the exact lyric, but he really did. I think did he work with the FBI to help incriminate people with sex taps? Could be. Slipped a Molly. Yeah. Thank you. Slipped a Molly her drink. She didn't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She didn't even know it. Crazy. When I heard that lyric, I was like, he going to jail. That's what I thought. He going to jail. Rick Ross hiding in South Africa now because he's afraid of FBI going to arrest him if he goes back. With that lyric, of course he could be arrested. If any woman comes forward and say, that's me, he's done. He put it in a lyric. He done. Can we hang out? I ain't hanging out with you and stop saying my full government. Everyone knows my government. You're just being a weirdo right now. I don't know if you're someone I know or someone just being weird, but you sound like a real weirdo. Yes, my name's Philip Edward Jones. The same name you can find on IMDb from my movie credits when I used to do acting. You don't know anything special. Everyone knows my name. It's not a secret. Oh, yeah, Diddy's bugging. Who else is bugging? With the women thing. Who else? They almost got Jay-Z, but he might get in trouble too. Apparently he had a baby with an underage girl like 20 years ago. Man, I don't know why these rich people take these women risks. Anyway, I don't know. I ain't rich and famous. Maybe one day I'll find out. But I don't want to take none of those risks. You tell me your address. Do you gotta make me block some? I'm just ignoring you. You have escaped the snow bunny apocalypse. Have you escaped? I don't want to answer that because I don't want people to know where I am. Like people can make guesses and stuff. That's fine. People saying Diddy might do close tears and get out. 5 of 9 of the cases got dismissed. Damn, he might get out. That's crazy. Hey, hey, money. I guess a couple of years and get out. That's crazy. All right, let's see what happens. Shit, OJ got off. He could get off. He got that money. Rest in peace, OJ, by the way. I didn't know how to react when I told my wife. I was like, OJ's dead. You know, I watch every documentary with OJ in it. And so I didn't know how to react when he died. I was like, am I sad? You know, I didn't know how to feel. It was just weird. I'm going to miss his Twitter and all those funny ass comments. Yeah, I'm going to miss that. Poor OJ. All right, let me not try to big up OJ right now. Get people mad at me and stuff. But Johnny Cochran's a real hero. I think he's a hero. OJ, just whatever. But Johnny, brilliant man. Great inspiration. Great inspiration. Original Snow Bunny Warrior. Yeah. That video he made, I don't know if you guys know, but he made a rap song in the music video. You know, after he murdered after he apparently murdered Nicole, he made music videos with a bunch of half-naked white girls in a mansion. He was bugging. He was bugging. Yeah, rest in peace, OJ. Skin color is not important. The main thing is that you fit. Yeah, of course, I agree, outside observer. I just be playing, I watch your clips all the time. I try to get your Russian ladies to date me. Well, go for it. OJ was a hilarious. Yeah, he was a great troll. He was a great troll. It's just, I wish he would have just told exactly what happened before he died. Like, I wish he would have just told like what happened. Like you're dying. You got away with it. Just tell us what happened. See, Nixon. That's why he keeps. That's exactly why. That's exactly why. Let me tell y'all what happened. That is exactly why. There were a few reasons, but the last straw I remember, there was just some dude who actually came down to Novosibirsk, said he didn't know me, a black dude. Apparently he did know me because he was following me on Instagram. He followed me so much he ended up living in Novosibirsk where I was. I don't remember it fully, but he ended up visiting or living, I don't know. And so after that, I kicked every dude that I didn't know personally off my Instagram. Thousands of dudes, I just deleted them and only kept the girls and guys I knew. And I never had that problem again. Kicked them all off. Plain and simple. Dudes are just, yeah, I don't fuck with dudes too much. I like keeping my secrets to me. So I will be uploading some videos starting next week. I got a new business I want to tell you guys about. It's not ready yet, but the website's up and running. We're going to do women's fitness, and it's going to be some new stuff. There's going to be snow bunnies. There's going to be Asians, Latinos. It's going to be everything. And Philko 2025, we're taking it to another level. Going to have fitness videos of all kinds for women, like yoga videos. I don't know about twerk. I'm trying to stay away from sexual content. There's going to be stretching videos, home workout videos. It's going to be a lot of real interesting things. Waist hip ratio videos, waist height ratio, body mass index. We're going to do a lot of things. It's going to be with all women, so it should be entertaining. Educational for women, entertaining for men. What happened to bro with the Camaro? Oh, he split. Jim, because some girl he was arguing with said she was calling her boyfriend. Yo, that was hilarious. Yo, I forgot all about that. I live streamed it. That was hilarious. Yo, that was fucking hilarious. I forgot all about that. And it's funny because I went to bat for that dude. I put myself in a dangerous situation for that dude. And that dude did some fucked up shit when he was over there. But I ain't going to get to that. But anyway, yeah, he yelled at some girl through the car and she got offended. And she just happened to go to the same gym as him or something. And he called me down. I was like, Phil, I need your help. This girl's calling her boyfriend. They're going to attack me. I need you here. So I go there, live streaming. I go there. And once I get there, the girl calmed down when she met me. She was just being nice. And like by the end of the conversation I had with the girl, she was trying to come home with me. And I ran away. I ran out the gym because I didn't want her coming home with me. But I was kind of making it a deal like, hey, yeah, we can hang out. You come home with me. Just don't attack my friend. She's like, okay, hold on. I'm going to go get my stuff. And I was like, let's leave. We ran. I ran. I saved him by, she was ugly. If I mean, in America, she'd probably be average, but for Russia, she was ugly. So I just ran. That shit was hilarious. That was a great story. I completely forgot about that. Are there promotions for OnlyFans videos? I don't know what you're talking about. Gotta be careful with girls like that. Well, yeah, man. What I'm saying is most of these girls who aren't attractive, they tend to be kind of aggressive, and that's kind of everywhere. If you're, it seems it's not 100%, but it's like most girls who are like aggressive are like not so attractive, and they usually act that way because they need attention. They're usually louder, a little meaner, I guess, to make up for not being attractive or something. It's like that. Even in Russia, it's like the uglier the girl, the more aggressive they were. And like when I went to school, the meanest girls were like the big dark girls. They're like the meanest ones. The nicest girls usually the skinny light skinned ones. They were nice and or thin light skinned ones. They're usually the nice ones. And that's just what I noticed. So I'm not trying to be mean. You know what I mean? Not trying to be mean. Oh, but yeah, that was some good ass memories. That was a great live stream. Man, I was bugging out in Russia for a dude who so many people didn't like and wanted to attack. Man, I made it 9 years over there. Not a finger laid on me. Might need to rekindle with Britney Spears chick. She gives off crazy. No, I'm not rekindling with anyone, but we actually, but right before I left, we did rekindle. Right before I left, we rekindled like a month before I left. She came back, and yeah, we have a little history there. I mean, one thing I did like about her was that she's so opposite from me. Like she's completely blonde, really blue eyes, really white skin, and like really nice, and she's just so opposite of me. And I kind of liked it. Like if we had children, it'd be the most like mixed children in the world. That she was just so white. But anyway, do you plan on having kids? I'm not sure. I'm just busy having fun. Not sure about kids. I'm just lazy as hell today. I went to the gym like 7 o'clock in the morning. No, 8 o'clock. Now life is just so simple and kind of easy. But when things get simple and easy, I think of other things. So I'm gonna say the name of the business. I'm gonna write it. No, fuck it, I'll just say it. What advice would you give to your younger self, 30 years old? Bitcoin. Um, the name of my business is Datass, but it's spelled Dattaz. So, like, if you don't know better, you look at it and probably say Datas, because that's how the people where I am now say it. They say Datas, but between us, it's dead ass. So, like, the slogan is "Get that ass fit." So, like, get fit with that ass, because we're gonna get that ass fit by giving giving nutritional tips, workout tips, free yoga lessons online, free dance lessons. All these things keep you active and healthy. Advice on where to buy good clothes, and why knowing your waist hip ratio is important, understanding your body type, all this kind of stuff we're going to do on the website just to teach women, and make YouTube videos and stuff. So thatass.com, I own it. And I'm not going to sell clothes. I don't want to sell anything physical. I don't like it. I'm just going to make videos and work with a lot of different models. Bitcoin was probably 8K back then. 8 years ago? I don't know. 8 years ago? I don't know about that, man. Been to Brazil yet? I don't know. I don't want to touch that on this channel. That's not for here. Yeah, that's not for here. But Thunder Thighs. The Nurse. Redhead with tats. Yeah, there's a few memories. It actually is. Almost got in a fight twice. Over stupid shit. I'm like, damn. These niggas just ready to fight for no reason over there. God damn, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Or over here, maybe I'm still there. But yeah, it was pretty bad. You could definitely easily get robbed or stabbed or something in most parts of Brazil. They're just active, ready to go. One of my high school friends got offed over there. Wow, okay. Okay, and my stupid ass was, let's just say I was involved over there. But anyway, I'm good, made it out, I'm fine. Might go back some point in time. You know, I got the hustler mentality, man. Hustler. Gotta be it. Don't want no job. No job gang, gotta hustle. Mm. If I didn't want you guys to know where I lived, I would show you my view because I'm on the top floor. It's just the most gorgeous fucking view, and I get to see it every day. And I have remote control blinds that open the blind to the window. It's not like a normal window. It's like I have three walls in the room, and then one wall is just a window with a view. That's it. Just a big window with a view, so I can stand there. You can see my whole body, and I'm like drinking something, and you can see me from like if you're standing outside, and the view is just crazy. Most Americans stopped going over the 2008 or 2012 Olympics because of the bad press about Brazil. Didn't stop me. I was there. But one thing I love about Brazil, they're so racially mixed, it's insane. And they have the most beautiful natural black women you'll ever see in your life. It's like the black women over there, like with the African genetics, they look great because they're like they you could tell they eat well, and I don't mean like eat a lot. They like eat and stay thin and stuff. And of course, they're curvy, the black women, and they usually keep their natural hair. They just look so much better than American black women. I'm not even talking about the mixed ones. It's the most mixed place I've ever been. But the women who are mostly of African genetics in Brazil look much better than the black women in the States. It much better. It changed my whole view on black women. It was so different. So different. Let's see. Shoot videos from your home. If they do, your place looks good. It's business, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. Yeah, man, the black woman in Brazil, I was just fucking shocked. I thought, like, put it this way: if I was born and raised in Brazil, I wouldn't have a favorite between black and white women. I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because the black women in Brazil look that good, and they're nice. Their character is typically much better than like the average black American woman's character. They're kind, they smile, and it's just so different. It was just a mind fuck for me. It was just so different. It was so different for me. Yeah, it was a different world. But the culture of black women in Brazil, I think so. They eat right. They take care of themselves. They smile. It's just much better there. It's for black. It's much better, and for women in general. It's like the most mixed place on earth. You got lots of black, white, Asians, Latinas. It's so mixed. When me and my wife went there, we just blended in. Everywhere else we go, you see my black ass and her white blue eyes, and we just stand out, you know. But in Brazil, we blend in. You see that shit everywhere. Like it was just so mixed everywhere. Everyone thought we were Brazilian. They were speaking to us in Portuguese. We're like, no, we're not from here. And we just felt so comfortable as a couple because everyone was mixed. It's a completely different world. It was nice. Dangerous as fuck, but it was nice. Life. So anything else for you guys want to say before I head out of here? I gotta take a leak and probably eat something again. You guys just took me down memory lane. What's that song by Nas? I think it's called Memory Lane. I forgot. I gotta listen to that later. I love that shit. I miss Queensbridge. Definitely miss Queensbridge. Probably the best place I ever lived. It's Queensbridge because I felt safe. $38. About to be 39 in 4 days. I got to make sure by the time I'm 40, I'm in great shape and I keep it because I am not trying to be out of shape and older. Are you going to start making short videos again, 5 to 10 minutes? I'm not sure what kind of videos you're talking about, but I guess maybe. Oh yeah, I made some. When there's something in the news, I could probably make it. But I start filming again in about 4 or 5 days, so I ain't gonna be here much. Have you heard of Skylar Deron, one master teacher? I don't even know how to say his name. No, I don't know who the hell that is. He's oh no, I don't follow no passport people at all. I keep to myself. But you guys can enjoy that. I don't follow anybody. Oh man, memory lane is crazy. Memory lane is crazy. And remember, I know a lot of people saying I'm an original passport bro, but I'm gonna say it again and say it every time. I don't claim passport bro. I'm me. I'm enjoying my life. I don't even tell people where I am. I have YouTube for fun. I'm not really even making money off it. You know, I'm traveling, doing my thing. For those of you who know, you know. You don't even know specifics, but you know a lot. Have you seen the hit adolescent Netflix show that exposed red pill? The hit adolescent Netflix show. I think I saw an advertisement for it. I'll watch it. I am curious, but I saw the advertisement, but I didn't see it. If you know, you know. Yeah, if you know, you know. Giggity, giggity, goo. If you know, you know. That's serious with me. If you know, you know. Shout out to Rhea and Sia. I'm just going to say that. Big shout out to Rhea and Sia. I think these two girls have changed my life more than anyone else who's not a family member. Literally, Rhea and Sia. Look up Maria goes with Rochester. I will. I will ask my wife about it. She already knows. But yeah, shout out to Rhea and Sia. Those girls changed my life right there. Definitely. I don't know where I'd be without them. But anyway, I guess that's really it, people. It was a fun chat. I got to get ready for doing more business. About 3 or 4 days is going down again. Yeah, man, got to keep business going. But the good news is now I'm gonna start making new videos for you guys with my dead ass company, DATTAZ. I'm gonna start making videos. I'm gonna put little shorts on this, but we have our own YouTube page, and I'm gonna start uploading videos there of some, beautiful women doing fitness stuff. You can watch with your. We're gonna have a Patreon, but everything's gonna be 13 plus. Nothing's gonna be, adult content or nothing. It's all gonna be educational for women and entertaining for guys. That's the goal. Teaching women while entertaining men. Just like that. That's what I want to do. So it'll be like an online magazine kind of thing. So yeah, anything else, guys? I got about 1 minute that I'm gonna split, so I'm gonna wait a little bit for some last comments, and then I'm gonna go bother my wife because I like bothering her sometimes. She makes funny faces when she plays Overwatch. And I like when she complains, like, they're not healing, they're not doing this. Alrighty, bro. Peace out. Alright, man. Catch you next time. Anyone else? You got about 30 seconds. Let me know. There's only 4 people in here, but still, everyone's important, right? Oh, it's going to be on and popping. Alright, guys. I'm out. Later.